Company XYZ, an investigation into high employee turnover rates. Company XYZ had seen steady growth in its business and clientele since being established. However, the company seemed unable to keep engineers. Some of the negative effects of this high employee turnover rate include that when employees left the company, remaining personnel had to oftentimes double up on their work to take on the load of those employees. Also, remaining engineers had to train new employees when they came into the company. Not only that, but clients became less trusting of the firm because they were seeing many new faces and not so many of the familiar faces that they had built working relationship with. One positive outcome of the high employee turnover rate include that when an engineer left the firm, a spot became available for a new graduate who may not have had an opportunity right out of school. So some of the problems, one thing that the company was doing was that it was able to obtain engineers, as the owners were very proactive in recruiting through local universities and career fairs. However, being able to obtain the new engineers did not necessarily result in being able to retain and develop them in their careers. For instance, there was no formal introduction to the company given to new engineers, resulting in them feeling less part of the organization and role uncertainty. Also, there was no guidance given on how to develop their career plan, which often led to them not being able to link their future career with XYZ. Also, engineers were not given responsibility or recognition in their roles, which often led to them not feeling significant in their contribution to XYZ. Furthermore, there was a lack of communication between employees and managers, which led to employees not feeling able to voice their concerns to their managers. So in order to reverse the high employee turnover rate, some organizational behavior type issues need to be addressed, such as employees' career prospects. They were uncertain about their career development with the company, and socialization tactics would be used to not only outline their future career with the company, but also help them feel more part of the organization. To increase the perceived value of the engineer with the company, vertically enriching job responsibilities will do this by assigning more accountability to engineers, assigning specialized tasks enabling them to become subject matter experts, and also providing quarterly reports to all employees. Furthermore, communication will be increased between employee and manager by holding employee-manager meetings, which will encourage openness in the workplace and also establish a better relationship between employee and manager.
One of the primary misconceptions XYZ had about their engineer turnover was that the primary cause was pay dissatisfaction, when research has actually shown that job satisfaction and firm commitment are both better indicators of intention to quit. Our first solution is designed to apply better socialization tactics to, in the short run, improve task mastery and reduce role confusion, and ultimately reduce engineers' intention to quit. Our first solution is called the Dual Career Development Ladder. The way things are at XYZ right now is that engineers enter as technical engineers. They are assigned technical tasks, and most of them stay with the company as technical engineers, and some branch out into leadership or project management roles at some point. This kind of transition was never really made clear or well defined to engineers. So our first solution aims to reduce the confusion and reduce anxiety in an engineer's role by structuring and establishing this program in a well-defined sequential form. The program will be broken down into 3 well-defined segments: the orientation phase, the technical development phase, and the leadership development phase. The orientation phase is designed to last for 1 week only. During this phase, XYZ will introduce engineers to the organizational chart of the company, to company mission, company language, jargon, acronyms, so that they never feel confused or out of place in meetings. And finally, this program will be introduced to new engineers during their orientation phase, so that they have an overview of what's to come over the next 36 months. At the end of this week, engineers will enter the technical development phase. During the technical development phase, three important things need to happen. Number one, engineers need to be assigned small to medium-sized technical projects and tasks to work on a daily basis. Number two, they need to be assigned a formal mentor that will help them accomplish their day-to-day tasks and answer their questions so they are less confused. Number three, engineers need to be handed a structured training schedule so that if they are uncertain about a certain task, they have an overview of when training will come to cover these gaps. At the end of these 18 months, engineers will enter the leadership development phase. During the leadership development phase, engineers will be assigned project coordination roles on small to medium-sized projects that build on the technical foundation they established during their technical development phase. So it's important to maintain this sense of continuation as they progress from technical to a leadership role. At the end of these 18 months, engineers will have the choice to transition into either one of the two advanced technical or leadership paths. An engineer will have the choice to become a subject matter expert or a calculation expert or a protection expert, or if they wish, now that they experience the leadership path, if they want to become project managers or team leaders or managers in the end, they will also have this choice, of course, pending availability. We added two optional transitions to our program. The first one is giving engineers the option to completely bypass the leadership development path if they so wish. If an engineer wishes to stay technical, then they should be given the option to finish their technical development and immediately proceed to advanced technical path if they want to. The other one is we don't want engineers to feel like the choice they made at the end of 36 months will lock them into a certain path for the rest of their career with XYZ. So we would like to give them the option, pending availability, to transfer from one side to the other if they wish to go back to technical or go back to leadership development path if they want to do so in the future.
The next part of our solution to help XYZ with their turnover issues is to increase the perceived value of individual employees. This is going to be based on skilled team design, direct employee reporting, and the creation of subject matter experts. Through these things, we hope to create vertical job enrichment, which will make employees feel more autonomous and more responsible for their own work product. Through these two things, in a building fashion, we hope to achieve improved employee retention at XYZ. Skillful team design is the basis for the improved autonomy of these employees and for the designation of particular and separate pieces of work. So to talk about skillful team design for just a second, there are some aspects of team design that need to be discussed. First of all, a team has to be well defined. It has to be clear to the people on and off the team who is on and who is off of the team. Second of all, the team has to have a compelling direction. This will be handled through goal setting and through the discussion and the scope of a project at the beginning. A team has to have an enabling structure, so the team needs to contain the pieces, the people, the knowledge that it needs to complete the task, not necessarily by doing all the tasks internally, but by having the knowledge they need on the team to find out where to go. A good team also needs a supportive organization. The supportive organization means that the team has the support of the organization for which it's working. The team will also need expert coaching, which will be provided by management. The team will operate autonomously, but will get guidance from management at scheduled points throughout the process. To create our vertical job enrichment, like I said just a second ago, we're going to use skilled team design. Skilled team design will allow increased autonomy of the employees. They'll get to feel like they're operating on their own without outside influences or help. They'll achieve increased accountability because the team will be responsible for the project and they won't be able to shift responsibility because the team is a sole unit responsible for the project. Also, the team design gives a natural unit of work to the team. A project is assigned to a team in a one-to-one relationship. There's no ambiguity. Also, to increase the feeling of engagement of the employees, we'll start direct employee reporting from upper management, not necessarily through the chain of command, but from the ownership. They will design reports directly to the employees on a periodic basis to make the employees feel more engaged. Also, we'll create subject matter experts to grant additional responsibility and give more difficult tasks to employees that desire to have them. They'll feel more valuable and more engaged. That is how we'll achieve vertical job enrichment, and through vertical job enrichment, increased retention at XYZ. The process to do this will look like this. There will be a scoping meeting. There will be update meetings throughout the process of the project, and finally the project conclusion. At the scoping meeting, these are the ways that we achieve these skillful team designs and therefore the successful autonomous team. At the scoping meeting, we will define the teams clearly so that everyone knows who's on them, define the goals of the team at the beginning of the project so we know what we're up against. At the update meetings, the team will receive expert coaching from the management at defined points so that it doesn't feel like the management is meddling, but they're giving expert coaching at specific points in the process. The team will give status updates and receive organizational support in that if they need resources, they can express that need at these update meetings. At the project completion, there will be a summarization, more expert coaching from the management for use with the next project.
Communication plays a big role in the problem of employee retention. The communication between employees and managers is not the same as the communication between employees. Oftentimes, employees feel the pressure to keep silent because of their differences in rank, which results in hindering both the employees and the company. Managers need to make employees feel comfortable so they can talk about their issues openly. By hearing employee concerns, managers can look into making the necessary changes that will keep the employees at company XYZ. One of the best ways to do this is by having employee-manager feedback meetings to talk through their problems. The quarterly one-on-one meetings will be informal and casual to encourage the employees to speak their minds. To start the meetings, the employees should have a short get-to-know informal conversation which will help the employees feel welcome. This conversation could ask about the employees' families, pets, hobbies, or anything the employees have done that they want to talk about. Managers can direct the conversation to collect employee feedback during the meeting by asking a set of questions that are casual in nature to not make the employees feel nervous about answering the answers they give. These questions can consist of, are you learning anything from the projects you were working on? Are you still feeling challenged? Are you planning on continuing your education? And are you getting help from other engineers? Also, it's important to note, while these meetings are not meant to be formal evaluations of the employee's performance, the manager should provide positive, constructive feedback at the close of these meetings. Following these feedback meetings, the managers need to log what was discussed at these meetings in order to build on the future feedback meetings and to give the information to the other managers and the partners. These meetings will hold the manager accountable for the message the employees are trying to send them. Conducting these meetings will only serve a purpose of collecting employee feedback. It is the manager's responsibility to make the necessary changes to fix the problems. After the log is made, the manager needs to create feedback summaries to share the employee consensus with the partners. They will share these employee consensuses during feedback consolidation meetings with the partners because the partners hold the real power to make changes in the company. This is the process of the employee feedback meetings. The managers will plan the questions to ask at the meetings. They will conduct the meetings, and then they will have a feedback consolidation meetings with the other managers and partners to fix the problems.